Okay, we're still reviewing. So before we take a look at the next step of, of finding the length of a line segment that we just did, let's just continue with the review, and then we'll take a look at what you do next. I'll refer back to that shortly. So, to find the slope of a line passing through any 2 points, you use the formula m slope y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You know that your first point will be x1, y1, and your second point will be x2, y2. Literally the x and y value of point 1 and the x and y value of point 2. You plug them in, you simplify, end of story. So let's do that quickly here as a little practice. So you always write your equation out first. Whether you like it or not, just do it, because that's what the process is. And in addition to learning, which is important, it's also important to demonstrate that you've learned something, and the way you demonstrate it is by writing tests and different evaluations, right? So you need to be able to do that. So this is y2, x2, y1, x1. If it helps, put this right above the numbers so you can't miss it. If you're thinking to yourself, by the way, oh, I don't need to do that, and then you keep making mistakes, suck it up, buttercup, and just do it. This is what you need to figure out, what works for you, and then just do it. Don't fight yourself. So here we've got y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, let's go over here. So that's negative 8. We know in minus is a plus. And then negative 1 minus is a plus. Negative 8 plus 4 is minus 4. Negative 1 plus 3 is positive 2. And that reduces to negative 2. There's the slope, negative 2. Let's do it again over here. Slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. x1, y1, x2, y2 if you need it. If you don't need it, don't bother. And then we have minus 10, minus 10 minus 7. If you can go from here and just go here and skip this, then go for it. If not, don't. I will always let you know what's okay to skip and what's not okay to skip. x2 minus x1, and then that's minus 3, and that's minus 2. And of course, you'll keep, if you have space, your equal signs in line, but if you run out of space, just do this. Okay, we know that parallel lines have the same slope. Moving along. We know parallel lines have the same slope. And we also know that perpendicular lines have slopes that are negative reciprocals. So what is a negative reciprocal? Well, a negative reciprocal means if I'm writing it, you should be writing it too, by the way. Negative reciprocal. Negative means change the sign. If it's positive, make it negative. If it's negative, make it positive. And reciprocal means flip your fraction. If you don't have a fraction, make a fraction. Wondering what I'm talking about? Well, let's do this. Let's say you have this number, and it needs to be, let's say you have this number, and it needs to be a fraction. So do that, and then it's a fraction, right? Okay. Another way of looking at the slopes of perpendicular lines is just saying that their product, or when you multiply the two of them together, you get a negative number. So for example, if we have the slope 5, and then we have the negative, so change the sign, reciprocal, flip the fraction. When we multiply these, we will get negative 1. And of course, back to parallel lines, they have the same slope. So if an equation is this, and you want to know about a line that's parallel to it, the slope y equals mx plus b, That's your m. The slope of this line is 4, then a line parallel to it will also have a slope that's 4. Alrighty, and then here is exactly what I've just said. Alright, so let's state the slopes of a line that's parallel to and perpendicular to the following line. So here we know again it's y equals mx plus b, where m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. So what's the slope of this? So let's just go like this. Parallel, perpendicular. Sometimes we just write that as a symbol for perpendicular. I don't know, maybe because it's so long to spell the word, we just came up with a little symbol. But anyway, so a line that's, state the slope of a line that's parallel to this. So the slope of a line parallel to this, well, this slope is 4, so the slope of a line parallel is 4. The slope of this is negative 2 over 3, so the slope of a line parallel to it is negative 2 over 3. And the slope of this line is 4 over 5, so the slope of a line parallel to it has a slope of 4 over 5 because they're the same. Now let's flip and change the sign, or use the proper term, which is take the negative reciprocal. Well, the flip of this is this, and changing the sign is that. The flip of this is this, and change the sign is positive. And we know positive is the same as just not writing anything at all. And then here, just flip and change the sign. It's really as simple as that. Okay,